Hello and welcome to another Slurp'it use case video. Well, in this video, we're going to update our NetBox cable information inside NetBox according to the data that we fetch from Slurp'it. The plan is we're going to run an LLDP planning script using APIs using our Slurp'it SDK. And based on the information that we get from the LLDP planning, we are going to sync that with the cable information inside NetBox. But before being able to do that, before running this script, we have to make sure that we onboard our devices and reconcile the interfaces as well to have those interfaces in the NetBox to begin with. So I'm going to go to Slurp'it onboard devices. I have two devices here, iOS and XE. I'm going to onboard, apply, and I'll go to reconcile. So as you can see, there is nothing here to reconcile, and that's because there is no data in Slurp'it, and I have to run some plannings on the devices to have some data to fetch. So what I'll do here is I am going to run the LLDP as well as the interfaces planning to have some data so we can reconcile something. So there we go. We have some information here. We have IPAM and interfaces. Let's onboard or reconcile these as well. Reconcile and done. Now we should be able to run this script and sync our LLDP information with NetBox cable. So if you go to the use cases folder in our Slurp'it SDK project, you are going to see another folder called update-cable. If you click on this, you're going to see two scripts. This script one is update_netbox_cable.py. There is also another one. This one is called fetch LLDP neighbor. This is purely for Slurp'it only. And I was experimenting with this and the NetBox API. So I figured this will be useful for you for experimentation and testing purposes. But this is not going to sync our data or sync anything with NetBox. This is here. Let me actually show you what we have. So I'm going to say Python and fetch LLDP neighbor.py. This is more of a human-friendly output. As you can see, it is not structured data. It is raw data. But this is something for you to see and experiment and make sure that you have some LLDP information in Slurp'it to begin with. So this is the script update NetBox cable. You want to change the URL and token for the each side of the endpoint. And basically it is going to use both PyNetBox and Slurp'it API. So we are going to get the LLDP information, normalize interfaces, and I have to tell you this, that this script is designed for or optimized for iOS and XE, and it is not going to work with other platforms. So this is just something that you need to tweak, especially this normalize interface function, for it to work for other platforms. And in the end, we are going to sync it with NetBox. There is obviously debugging and error handling as well. So everything will be pretty readable and understandable. So before running the script, I'm going to go to NetBox and I'll go to connections, cables, and we see that there is no entry here. So if I run the script, it is going to create only one entry for me because in NetBox, you can only have one entry for two neighbors. So I'll go here, I'll go to my text editor, I'll go to terminal and try to run this script. So for the first one says created new cable, but since these two are the same devices and we are creating the cable connection for the same interfaces on these two devices, then one entry is enough and it is going to skip the second one, says cable already exists. Again, there is debugging and error handling lines inside this script to make it very understandable to you. So this is all I wanted to show you. This is how you can update your NetBox cables with Slurp'it data.